Welcome to the So That's Why podcast, where we unpack the science behind everyday questions. I'm Jen.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Matt.
Right, so today's question: why do we get food cravings? You know, that moment when you sat there minding your own business and suddenly your brain is absolutely convinced that nothing in the world matters except getting your hands on chocolate or crisps or both at the same time?
Yeah, for me it's both. I can be completely full from dinner, and then 2 hours later I'm standing in front of the fridge and it'll be 10 o'clock at night and I'm having a sort of staring contest with a slice of cake, genuinely sort of negotiating with myself about whether just a slice really means just one slice.
No, it never does.
I don't know what you mean, Matt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. But what's fascinating is that cravings are completely different from hunger. Hunger's your body saying, I need energy. It's open-minded about what you eat. Cravings are your brain demanding something incredibly specific, like it's placed an order at a restaurant and it won't accept substitutes.
So, here's a stat that probably won't surprise you. Research shows up to 97% of people experience food cravings at some point in their lives. So pretty much everyone. So we're talking about something that is essentially universal.
97%. I think the other 3% are actually lying.
Yeah.
And so I'm guessing by the end of this, guys, I'm going to have a scientific excuse for my 10 o'clock cake habit, right?
Well, maybe a loose one.
Okay.
So we'll
I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah. We'll explore why cravings mean your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, just in an environment full of tempting snacks and treats it wasn't designed to cope with. We'll cover why chocolate is top of the pops when it comes to cravings and discuss whether cravings do actually signal nutritional deficiencies.
So here's something I find remarkable. When you experience a craving, your body actually undergoes measurable physical changes. You know, increased salivation, elevated heart rate, heightened stomach activity. Your entire system starts prepping for food before you've consciously decided anything.
So let me get it straight, right? My body has committed to the biscuit tin before my brain has even finished weighing up the pros and cons. Don't know about you. That feels like a little bit of a conspiracy to me.
Well, it kind of, because your physiology is very persuasive. And the foods we crave follow a clear and very naughty pattern. They're almost always sugary or salty or fatty or combinations of all three. These foods hit reward regions in the brain in ways that simpler foods just don't.
Which is probably why no one's ever messaged their partner saying, pick up some celery on the way home because I can't stop thinking about it.
I'd be worried if they did, Jen. Not going to lie. I'd be really worried.
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. A lot of this comes down to the brain's reward system, specifically a pathway called the mesolimbic dopaminergic pathway.
Congratulations. That's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, you say it quickly with confidence. And this system, it uses dopamine to signal motivation and reward.
It does, and it connects to areas of the brain like the nucleus accumbens, which helps process pleasure, and the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making and self-control. Together, these regions influence what feels rewarding, what grabs attention, and which behaviours we're likely to repeat.
Very good. So, Jen, you mentioned dopamine. Isn't that the happiness chemical?
Well, that's the common perception, but it's a bit more nuanced. Dopamine is actually more about wanting and anticipation than pleasure itself. When food predictive cues show up, like the sight of a bakery, the smell of pizza, even just thinking about your favourite foods, it's probably happening to you now, dopamine surges, creating that subjective feeling of craving.
It is definitely happening to me now. There's no doubt. So this explains then why I can walk past, say, a chip shop without being hungry, but catch that sort of whiff of vinegar. Sorry for anybody outside of the UK, but and suddenly I'm convinced I'm starving, right? My brain has essentially been hacked by the smell.
Yeah.
And that is a perfect example of conditioning. So research shows that even previously neutral stimuli can trigger cravings after being paired with food consumption. In one study, participants who were exposed to serving trays paired with chocolate subsequently experienced cravings when just shown the trays alone, no chocolate present. Just the tray was enough.
I'd feel robbed. But if you always snack when you're watching television, I guess simply turning on the TV can trigger cravings regardless of whether you're actually hungry. Time of day works the same way. If you always have something sweet at 3 p.m., your brain starts expecting it.
And the food industry understands this extremely well. So-called hyperpalatable foods like chocolates and snacks are specifically engineered to maximise reward. And of course, advertising creates associations between their products and these positive emotions.
So they're basically creating the Pavlov's dog experiment, aren't they? Except for we're the dogs, and the bell is every advertisement, every smell, and every moment of the day.
Yeah, you're right. And I think also a lot of people struggle to tell the difference between physical hunger and emotional cravings in the moment. Because physical hunger develops gradually. It's regulated by hormones like ghrelin signaling hunger and leptin signaling fullness. And you feel it in your stomach, and it can be satisfied by eating until you're comfortably full.
That's it. And emotional cravings are different. So they come on suddenly and intensely, and they're often alongside stress emotions like sadness or boredom or even happiness. So rather than stomach sensations, they're experienced as what researchers call head hunger, like a mental preoccupation with specific foods. And interestingly or worryingly, they persist even after eating to fullness.
Which is crazy. So we eat because we feel bad, then we feel bad because we've eaten, and then we eat because we feel bad about eating, and the loop continues.
Exactly. And that guilt perpetuates the cycle because negative emotions themselves can become triggers.
Okay, so what actually then kicks off the cravings? What are the main triggers?
So chronic stress is huge. So when you experience prolonged stress, your body releases elevated levels of cortisol. And cortisol directly stimulates appetite and increases cravings, particularly, depressingly, for calorie-dense foods. It actually alters the reward response, making comfort foods feel more pleasurable and temporarily reducing stress-related emotions.
So when people say then that they're stress eating, that's not just a figure of speech.
No, not at all. And sleep deprivation has a similar effect. So even a single night of poor sleep disrupts your appetite hormones. Ghrelin goes up, leptin goes down, and brain imaging shows that sleep loss impairs your prefrontal cortex while amplifying emotional processing regions. One study found that sleep-deprived participants were up to 55% more likely to be obese.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So my very terrible decision then to stay up watching, one more episode of whatever series is on at the moment is directly linked then to my terrible decision to demolish half a packet of digestive biscuits the next day.
Yeah, but that depends what you were watching.
That's so true.
And hormonal fluctuations also play a role, particularly during the menstrual cycle. The hormonal changes can cause blood sugar levels to drop, promoting your brain to signal for sugar. And your serotonin levels also drop, and eating carbohydrates temporarily boosts those levels, and so that gives a bit of a mood relief.
Okay, so what about dietary restriction then? Because I've heard that trying to avoid certain foods can make the cravings worse. Is that right?
Absolutely. It's well established. So when people label foods themselves as forbidden or they actively try to suppress thoughts about them, the cravings increase. It's called ironic process theory. So deliberately trying not to think about chocolate cake makes it more mentally accessible.
And studies confirm that participants on restrictive diets report more food cravings, and those on really low calorie diets are more likely to overeat previously banned foods when they stop.
Okay, that's good. So I can now feel vindicated for never having successfully completed a diet in my life.
So now here's the big one I want to tackle, the idea that cravings signal nutritional deficiencies.
Well, sorry to do my usual myth-busting thing, but the concept is largely debunked. So like the idea that craving chocolate means you need more magnesium, let's be honest, if cravings truly reflected nutrient needs, we'd expect people to crave nutrient-dense foods like spinach or nuts when deficient. Instead, cravings overwhelmingly target these hyperpalatable, very tasty processed foods.
And the chocolate magnesium connection's actually been tested, hasn't it? So when chocolate cravers consumed white chocolate, which contained no magnesium, their cravings were reduced just as effectively as with dark chocolate. It's the fat and sugar content driving the craving, not magnesium.
Which is a real shame. So my chocolate craving then isn't my body's sort of sophisticated way of requesting yet more minerals. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, really. Let's move on.
I bet they still enjoyed the study, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's quite fun.
But there's another angle to this that I find genuinely wild.
You need to get out more, love.
I really do.
Genuinely wild. You definitely need to get out more. Sorry.
It's wild. It's the gut microbiome. So your gut bacteria communicate with your brain through what's called the gut-brain axis. Different bacterial species thrive on different nutrients. So some researchers suggest that microbes might actually influence the cravings to get the foods they need to grow. Wild, I tell you.
Wild. This is so wild. So what you're telling me then, let me get the wildness correct.
Yeah.
Is that the bacteria in my gut are manipulating, which is such a good word, they're manipulating me into eating what they want.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds far-fetched, but the research is compelling. So individuals who are chocolate desiring have different microbiome metabolites compared to chocolate in different individuals, even when eating identical diets. And that suggests your microbiome composition is influencing your preferences. I need to get on these chocolate studies. Never invited on them.
Yeah. Should we just do one anyway?
Invite me to a chocolate study.
I'll take one for the team. It's not a problem.
And to go further here, so a recent study even identified the specific or a specific bacterium, and it's called Bacteroides vulgatus, and that is casually linked to sugar intake, and it works through gut receptors that affect hormone secretion and ultimately brain circuits controlling dietary choices. So yeah, it's kind of telling us what to eat, what it wants us to eat.
So there's an entire ecosystem in my gut with opinions about what I should eat for dinner. That's just brilliant. It's a great excuse, isn't it?
The exciting thing is, sorry, even more wild, is that because our microbiome can be influenced by what we eat, prebiotics and probiotics, there's a potential for targeting gut health as a way to manage cravings. It's still emerging research, but the connection's real.
Okay, so wildness aside then, what can I do about this more importantly?
Okay, so mindful eating has emerged as a powerful approach. And that involves distinguishing true physical hunger from emotional urges, being present during your meals, noticing your triggers. Studies show that viewing cravings as temporary mental events rather than commands you must obey, they consistently reduce intensity of cravings.
Yep, absolutely correct. And there was a 6-week study performed that found that mindful eating reduced binge eating episodes from 4 to 1.5 per week. So this approach works through awareness, not willpower or restriction.
Okay, so instead of thinking I must have chocolate right now, it's I'm experiencing a thought about wanting chocolate. And I love that phrase, Jen, that you said. What was it? I'm having a temporary mental event. I'm going to...
Your family are going to love this.
Yeah, it's going to follow me around the whole of my life now. Matt's just having another temporary mental event, everybody. TME.
Exactly. But you observe the craving, you acknowledge it's there, but recognize you don't have to act on it. It takes practice, but genuinely works, apparently.
That's it. And another thing to do, so when a craving does strike, simple strategies help. So distance yourself from that trigger, as hard as that might be. And even set yourself a timer for 20 to 30 minutes and just do something else, because many cravings pass on their own. They're not permanent states. And a big one is drinking water. So if you drink a glass of water when you've getting a craving, it can help too, because a lot of thirst signals are mistaken for hunger.
Okay, I'll try the drinking water thing. But what about people who have tried all of that and still find themselves raiding the cupboards?
So as crazy as this might sound, taking back the control helps. So giving yourself permission to occasionally enjoy crave foods mindfully without guilt can reduce their power.
I've got the power. yeah.
I really don't know what to say about that. So total restriction, so taking away crave foods completely intensifies cravings, as we discussed. So the goal isn't perfection, it's understanding what's happening and making conscious choices rather than feeling controlled by these urges.
Brilliant. Okay, guys. So why do we get food cravings?
So food cravings are driven by your brain's reward system. Dopamine signaling creates intense motivation to seek specific foods. They're triggered by conditioning, by stress, poor sleep, hormonal fluctuations, and environmental cues.
And not by nutritional deficiencies, despite what you might have heard. Your body isn't sending you sophisticated signals to eat chocolate because you need magnesium. It's your reward circuits responding to a lifetime of positive food experiences, amplified by whatever's going on in your life and your body at that moment.
So when I'm convinced I desperately need chocolate at 11 p.m, it's my brain's conditioning combined with whatever stress I've accumulated that day, not some mineral deficiency I should be listening to.
Exactly. And understanding that is genuinely useful. Once you know cravings are driven by conditioning and circumstance rather than nutritional wisdom, you can work with them rather than feeling controlled by them.
So that's why we get food cravings. Your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, just operating in a modern environment full of hyperpalatable foods and constant food cues that our biology just wasn't built for.
So that's it for this week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're unpacking the science behind everyday questions each week. Tell us in the comments what you'd like us to explore. Thanks for geeking out with us. But for now, that's it from me.
That's it from me.
And that's it from me.
Bye for now.